than what it is that the status quo is defining.
You know, I don't always believe that 24 years ago, because I know in Nigeria, when you hear children, what do you want to become? Back then, no, they'll tell you doctor, lawyer,
exactly.
engineer,
Exactly.
And you say you want to be a dancer.
and then 24 years ago, you
24 years ago, I was a crazy human being to my family.
So what was it that you initially wanted to become, or you always wanted to be a dancer?
You can't just want to be a dancer.
I never always wanted to be a dancer. Dance was a necessity to fight the battle of breaking and shattering the status quo for me. That was just the tool I was going to use. It was a rebellion against the idea that people are not worth something unless they are doctors, lawyers, or engineers. What about a barber? Is an essential. What about a hairdresser? What about the lady, the laundromat? What about a cobbler? So are you telling me that my status as a human being is measured on the scale of certain defined career options, and any other thing I do outside that I cannot meet with kings and queens? And I said, no, I will choose something that is the least considered, but let you know that it is not the profession that brings the worth, it's the person that brings the worth to the profession.
That's
so
massive.
basically for me, that was the fight, and dance was that tool I could use, and I used it, and I proved them wrong.
Before you realized that dance could be the tool, what did 10-year-old Kaffy want to do?
10-year-old Kaffy was actually curious about life. I found out that I was a chameleon to being. I could be anything. So I grew up with the mindset that if I go this way, I can. If I go that way, I can. And I was good at it. I wasn't a jack of all trades and master of none. I was jack of all trades, and I know how to do all. And everybody wants me to be a master in all. But you cannot pursue that all at the same time. So 15-year-old Kaffy was more like, in the midst of that, I wanted to be valuable to my existence here.
Okay.
So that was what was pushing me. When I wanted to be a lawyer, it was because, okay, I think we needed enough honesty in our judicial system. So I'm projecting from that perspective.
Okay. So you're looking at your contribution.
Yes, that, okay, where is the problem? I want to be a solution. So being a solution is actually my driving force to deciding what I wanted to be. So I moved from law, wanting to go into law, to wanting to be an engineer. Then I was like, wait, there's so many engineers, but what can't I pick a specific one that is lacking, which was aeronautics. So I became very, very big on physics, maths, engineering, mathematics, and I wanted to study aeronautics, and I was pursuing it. I actually got the admission.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Nigeria
Happened to you.
Yes, the family was like, you're a girl, how do we spend that kind of money on a female? She's only going to end up in the kitchen.
Wow. You know, which leads us to our conversation again. Go and marry. Is it an advice or
okay? Before we go on a break and then come back to talk some more. So let's get back to that particular topic.
Yeah.
Go and marry. I know maybe while growing up, or maybe at some point in your life, I don't know if you encountered that question when people tell you go and marry.
Yeah.
Does it come to you as an insult or maybe as an advice?
It not come direct like that, because in Nigeria there's like a table the mothers follow.
Okay.
They say stay away from boys, stay away from boys, stay away from boys. Then you adapt to staying away from boys. And I say, we're never seeing you with boy. We're never seeing you with boy. And I'm like, okay, let me hang out with guys. The next thing is pick one of them. Pick one of them. So that was my own journey. And I'm like, no, I'm focusing on my life now. I say, you're not going to do it now. Before time will just run away. And I'm like, but you are the one that pulled me away from saying do something with your life. Now you're saying pick one. Now you're saying it's like you are too choosy. Yeah. So I have had that come at me indirectly, but I don't think it is a compliment or an advice. I think it's one of the most riskiest thing you can subject a human being to.
Sorry that you call that an insult.
It's majorly, I won't say insult, I would say it's an infringement of boundaries and human rights.
But don't you think before...
Meaning it is rude.
No, Debbie, don't go there.
Odua, please, you're a man.
Don't you think before someone tells you go and marry, there are so many things they've looked at?
Who are
they
they?
can't just meet anyone and say go and marry.
That's what I'm saying. So
maybe you've
who
gotten
is
to a
saying
certain
it?
age, or you've had a certain accomplishment and
Who
you feel okay,
they
you
talk
should.
my brother, who they talk this thing?
Anybody that cares about you.
No, it can't be anybody. It cannot be anybody. I cannot meet my friend on the street, or it can't be someone in my comment section telling me that what's your business.
But Kaffy, if your friend jokingly, maybe
or even your someone close to you tell you, Kaffy, go and marry.
Go and marry.
It's insultive.
It's
It's very, very.
Odua, being a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come to the guy right now. Sorry, that your name.
Odua.
I'll get used to it.
Odua.
Odua.
Yes.
Okay, Odua.
I like the way you
Odua.
pronounce it, sir.
in his laughter.
Okay. That's the doings. Okay, so let's go.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
It's a tricky, it's a slippery slope, right? As if a friend that I know say, hey, as a man, telling me as a man, go and get married, I would assume that you're thinking that I'm in a place where I'm okay financially to be able to support somebody else.
Okay.
Then I can be like, okay, maybe my response would be when the time is right. When I find that person, I can do that. But for a woman, it might be a little bit different just because of the stereotype around marriage and that being the golden, thing that people need to achieve, that women need to achieve to have any meaningful impact in the society. I think that's where the pullback is coming from.
I think
But-
there's a way Odua is saying this thing. Go
It's
go and get
nice.
married.
No,
Wow.
that's
Okay,
not
okay.
it.
Go and marry.
All
Even
right.
there's a way I will tell you, my brother.
Bro,
Bro, there's a way I will tell you. Go and marry, you feel
I'll start
insulted.
thinking about it.
Yes, you have to say, waiting do me. Wait, you want? Am I not taking care of myself? And there's a way you say it. Like he said, if a friend of mine looks at me and say, bro, I know that friend of yours is not telling you in that manner. You understand? That's the problem.
All right, so listening to the Max Drop right here, and most especially, yes, we'll have a Kaffy dance in the studio, and of course, Odua is right here with us as well. Simon the Nebulous alongside Debbie right here. So go listen to more music. We'll be right back to talk some more.
Money does actually change people.
Fact
So it
right
takes
there.
a lot of hard work
Fact right there.
to not change when you have money. But money will just change your taste, change your style, change your personality, just change you. What about yours? 5 words. What's one bitter truth?
Man, I think one of the biggest truths that I would say in 5 words would be you cannot trust human beings.
Actually,
Yes,
it's
yes.
even crazy that you can't actually trust yourself.
No, I can trust myself.
No, you can't.
Tune in to the Max Hits with Real Skills and Sarah. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on 102.3 Max FM.
Music for Lagos 102.3 Max FM.
Kickstart your day with great music and all the latest updates you need to stay ahead.
In the studio,
Yes, so
yes, Kaffy
Kaffy
dance,
dance,
and then
and we have the artist, Odua.
yes, with us right here. So we'll have to finish up this conversation real quick, and we're still talking to Kaffy, away from
Go and marry.
go and marry of a thing.
By the way, if you have responses to that, how do you feel if someone tells you go and go and marry?
Madam,
How do
go
you
and marry,
feel?
go and marry. All right, do not forget
0818
Yeah.
0144 343. Text or WhatsApp.
We're also streaming live on the YouTube. You can also go out there to check us out. You can see our faces right there.
Go right now. No.
Max FM Nigeria. We are there right now.
And leave a comment.
So you can see the pretty faces in the studio.
Yeah.
I always tell you how beautiful Debbie is.
Yeah,
You can
and
go there and check her out. And also Kaffy.
how beautiful Kaffy is. How
And also see
handsome
how handsome.
Odua is single.
So-
Single.
Yes, sir.
Go and
Go and
marry.
marry. Okay, so now to the dance aspect. How did you learn your dance? How did you carve your own sort of dance?
Okay. For every venture in life, you want to start from basics. And I said dance is an expression. I watched people who took it seriously for me to take it seriously. So most of my influences were from watching people like in the Fame Academy in the 80s, watched artists that took dance as part of their expression, like Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. You know, I was watching James Brown. You know, those were the people, and I was watching people who were doing it technically as well. So even I was also inspired by Bollywood, you know, because of facial expression and lines and just that life you give movement. So I am inborn. They say there's ability and there's ability and ability. I am born with sound, and it separates in my ear, and it goes in a part of my mind that I can see waves and flow.
So you're wired.
I am wired to move. You understand? So yes, those people inspired me to give it some kind of form, but where it flows from is divine for me, really.
That's really massive.
Understand?
So
Yes.
people know you for your dancing skills and everything. So
Yes.
we've been doing this for a very long time.
Yes.
So let's come to the present
Yes.
and what you're doing or what is happening around you. Is there something new?
Yes, the new. I run a creative agency, and that agency manages talents. You know, music. I've been managing talent beyond music, but music I'm focusing on it now because I've done it many times on the ground. You understand, with a lot of top A-listers now. We have always been part of the journey of most of your mega stars, from P Square to Wizkid to Davido to Tiwa Savage to Olamide. We've been part of even for the new young ones. I've met them, worked with them, like Fireboy, Joe Boy. You know, I've met with a lot of Lil J. We've worked with them, movement coaching and all of that. So I am a system that adds value. I'm a kingmaker. So what we're doing now is projecting officially that thing I've done, they do since, where people hire me behind the scene to do for them.
Don't confront
I'm
them.
not saying, you know what, let's confront. Let the gate pass one. Where people they take enter. Let there be multiple opportunities. There are many more Davidos out there. There are many more Loges out there. Not everybody might go through the label direction, even though we own a label now. But there's an agency that runs the operations of the know-how, the artist performance, the artist expression, the artist social media strategy. All of that, that is what I am into now. So the music part, because music is one of the biggest form of entertainment expression, it is a big deal when somebody says they are going into it. But I've always been part of that journey before now.
I need to ask, because you said there are so many Davidos still out there waiting to be discovered and stuff like that. What led you to meeting or working with Odua?
God. I don't, it's divine, because see, they have shown us pepper in this industry. We have helped a lot of people and been betrayed. So I was not even in that mindset of things. I'm pursuing my own, you know, and I'm in the middle of breakthrough for the creative space. So this young man just landed somewhere. We met on we met on a flight. We met on a flight from Atlanta when I was coming from an exchange program in the US, and I think the vibe came off of the essence of who he is. Because I have been in the business of seeking talent and grooming talent. Talent has failed and talent has fallen many times. But you see, character has helped people more than talent. So that was the first thing that stood out when we were having conversations on the plane. The music conversation was much later. And I was like, okay, you know what? This guy seems to want to pursue this thing. Let me see one or two things that I can do to just help his journey. But one way or the other, the journey was not separating. And God kept saying, no, you're doing more than that here.
Yeah.
This is not about him. There is more I am sending you to. I'm a very spiritual person, and I don't just take people on. You have to be led to me, or I have to be led to you. So I would say this is an alignment that is divine, and we are also looking forward to what God is doing with it.
So for those that don't really know Odua very well,
Yes.
so what should they be expecting from him? What is so special about him?
Okay, what is special about Odua? Odua is a
He's
system.
blushing.
I don't understand. Now you want this guy head now to blow. So what I would say, for someone who God has given the gift to see the best in people for them, also on their behalf. I don't own any of this. It's all God. Is that in him is a template that will work for so many young people. What is that template? Exposing the process and journey of success without people believing it's all about shadow boxing and it's magic or it's miracle. No, there are some certain principles that needs to align for an artist to be successful. And how do we define success? Is the success only defined by O2 Arena blow like Davido. No, success can be defined that if you can make a living out of being a musician, that is a good thing. Do you know there are some people that just by streaming and putting the right measures together, they are earning up to $10,000 to $20,000 a quarter. They fit buy house for their mama, they fit buy car, they fit shop for house, but they not close down stadium.
Okay.
So there are many young boys who are trying to close down stadium when they can just close down Agege and they are good. So let's put that structure together and let's make people believe that it is possible. So Odua is in process, is in his journey.
Okay.
I am not doing any microwave fire brigade approach.
All right.
Exactly.
That's
so
really
it.
massive. All right. Before
Yes.
we wrap things up, let's just quickly take your messages regarding the hot topic before we wrap up.
All right. Well, Desiree from Magbor says the question to me might not be an insult, but it could be an insensitive statement, especially if you don't know what the person is going through in terms of relationships. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Good PM, guys. I don't like that nonsense language. I believe we need to stop interfering in people's affairs. Thank you so much, Kalista, for joining the conversation. We have another message. This one says, Olusegun from Water, Ned Blaster and Deb's Extra, massive doings. I feel it's nobody's business to tell me go and marry. And the most annoying thing is that some people have not even discussed anything pertaining to your life business and how you're coping. And they come to you and tell you stuff. It's really an insult.
Okay, and do not forget to say you can also watch us live on YouTube, Max FM Nigeria. This is coming from Adegbadbo Shakira. Sorry if I destroyed that name.
Carry on.
Man, that is definitely an insult. You don't even bother to say it well. Like, are you in a relationship? When are you planning to marry? You just say go and marry. You know, and Allwell Michael will see you. Special shout out to you. All right. Due to time constraint, I think it's been a very lovely one this evening right here on the Live Zone, especially with Kaffy. Yes.
I need to. I really need. And before I go, I just want to say Odua has diversity in his sound.
Okay.
And he has the culture of Africa embedded in him, despite him being of two worlds, America and Nigeria. And I can't wait for people to see that and explore that with him.
Okay, we can find your handle exactly.
Yes, it's Oduwa I am. That's ODUWAIAM. That's on all social media platforms.
All right.
Yes, check me out.
Right.
Check him out, guys.
Yeah,
and the ladies too.
Kaffy Dance. You already know that, so you check it out. So it was a lovely one right here. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. All right, guys. The Max Drive, massive doing, still coming your way right here, and of course we're going to the top of the hour. We'll be right back with some more music and of course more talks.
Why do we hide pregnancy? Why do Nigerians hide pregnancy? I mean, I don't really know. Now, say doctor, say if anybody know, you know, go.
This is Africa. Before you know it, you.
And I think we are nothing like that. We're overdoing.
For the ultimate morning boost, tune in to the Max Breakfast with Ejiro and Ella. Weekdays 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 102.3 Max FM.
Hit music for Lagos. Hit music for Lagos. 102.3 Max FM.
Waiting day.
Everybody they speak French. Oui, beaucoup les si, Mama Pourquoi, but I come from
beaucoup les si na French.
Don't be pidgin French. Wait now, you people don't understand. I said that's the normal French.
Okay, Mama Pourquoi.
Yeah, Mama Pourquoi. As an American mistakenly born in Nigeria, globally local Nigeria, I went to the hinterlands of France.
Of
France. That's how they call it. It's like
he knows hand when it
France. It's France.
He knows the hand.
Anyway.
Waiting Day with Wale Po 2 p.m. till 6 p.m.
on Max FM.
Music for Lagos. 102.3 Max FM.
Don't let the rush hour slow you down.
I am ready to go.
The wife wanted to japa, but he said, no, my dear, we are not going anywhere because I know you're type of person. I've looked at you, studied you very well. If you live there, you want to go and run away, I know what you can do.
Yeah, Blaster. There's a proverb. You say,
yes.
Ilekema ja ilekema.
Hey! Hey!
Ibi Kolo Majasi. You know what that means? When you're doing, this thing must not cut. Not cut. This skinny must not cut. When it cut, now for your eye.
But
now you got to pick up for floor.
The Max Drive is here to make your evening commute a thrill with a blend of music, hot topics, and sports. The Max Drive with Simon and Debbie. Every weekday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Max FM.
Hit music for Lagos. 102.3 Max FM.
Max Millions.
Max Millions with Ding. On the Max Breakfast, Love Chukudi from Berger walked away with 15,000 naira.
Max Million beats the clock.
15,000 naira.
Stop! Hey!
All right, congratulations. You won yourself 15,000 naira courtesy of Ding. Let's celebrate you.
Your chance to win a share of 1 million naira is coming up on Max Hits. As soon as you hear the Max Million song of the day, know it is time to call our winning line.
0817-287-1854.
Be the 10th caller. Play the game. And when you hear the prize money you're satisfied with, shout stop before the bell rings. Don't be greedy and don't chicken out. It's Max Millions on 102.3 Max FM. Who am I?
Max FM. Good morning, everyone. Saturday mornings are a whole lot better with Mary Alamy on your radio.
Ready for the weekend.
There's entertainment scoop, you get to talk to Mary. Of course, the sports trends with current updates, plus music and vibes, and maybe an upgrade as well. Never know. Mary just might upgrade your weekend.
2 hours of premium entertainment assured every Saturday morning with Mary Alamy.